get the eggs. And so the priests of Nimron or Tammuz, the day before they say that it's their land, you know, Tammuz also died before actually Semiramis died. I had taken out that. When Tammuz died, he was also a hunter like their father. That's why they say he reincarnated. He was also a builder, I believe. But when he went hunting one day, he was killed by a wild pig, a boar. And that wild pig is what is eaten as Easter ham. Now, he was killed when he was 40 years old. And so, because of Tammuz dying, people were crying, our God, our son God, reincarnated, has died. That's where we get the crying for Tammuz in Ezekiel 8:14. When the women cry in the worship of Tammuz. The women weep for Tammuz. It's called weeping for Tammuz. How? Every year of Lent, what they call Lent, are the 40 days of fasting, of abstaining from eating because they remember him. They want to sacrifice their eating. That's why people say, I'm fasting drink, I'm fasting alcohol, I'm fasting this. All the 40 days of crying for Tammuz is abstaining so that we may be rewarded in the other life where Tammuz is. Thank God I'm out of that now. So every year represents, every day represents a year of Tammuz. That's why it is 40 days. But before that, the Tuesday before the 40 days of Lent was called a Fat Tuesday. And on that Fat Tuesday, it has become the Ash Wednesday, where the priests of Tammuz had an orgy with virgins. And the orgies, they impregnated the virgins. And so after a whole year, these virgins, of course, they gave birth at 9 months. So the 3 months old babies would then be brought after the Lent on a Friday, which was called Black Friday. And it's now called Good Friday. And these 3 months old babies were sacrificed to Tammuz, the sun god reincarnated. And they were crucified. This cave where they do all this killing of babies is still there in Jerusalem as I speak. It's just opposite the hotel, David's hotel. And this is the egg which brought, I believe, Ishtar. That's a photograph of, it's called the mystic egg of Ishtar. But that's another name of Ishtar or Easter.
Fantastic. I mean, all those things that they believed, obviously none of them were true, but they still used to sacrifice, believing that it was.
Because when you sacrifice babies, you remember even Jezebel sacrificed babies, that would keep them going. The blood of babies, he would use some of the parts in her cream and other things. He used to sacrifice. In fact, when they went to destroy the temple of Jezebel, they found lots of pieces of babies in there. Babies, when you sacrifice a baby and you're going to war, you win the war because of the innocent blood. It works as innocent blood, like the blood of Yeshua was innocent. So when you sacrifice babies, and at 3 months, that is the time of development into another stage of maturity. Even in the womb, when they're taking out babies, they do it at 3 months. The womb, the baby logs into the mother's womb at 3, and that's the time when instability is in the womb. That is in physiology, that's the time either it will hinge onto the uterine wall, and live or till we die. It's a crucial time. That's why the first 3 months you are not told to take any medicine when you're pregnant, because you can damage that embryo as it is going through that phase. But after 3 months it is stable. So that's how you can take the things. That the 3 months they don't allow you even to take a Panadol. I know some of you have had babies, so you know what I mean if I say that. So sacrifices are done at 3 months, 3 years. They use threes, and they use this. You know, they have a symbolism in 3. 30. Diana was killed at 30. Next year, William will be 30. Another symbol of Ishtar, as you've seen this, is a dome. That's why you see the White House has a dome. Basilica has a dome. It's the womb of the woman. And the star normally facing down is the pentagram, is the fallen star who fell from heaven. Satan. So when you see this one is Easter Fun, 23rd of 11. And what is he saying? One view, one new view. New there, you can know where it's going. One new government or new. And down here they say, join the Easter. Join us this Easter for our free family and kids event with face printing and arts and crafts plus great shopping in one amazing location. See out website for more details. Then they put one new change. There's so many things. Change, one new. And there is a dome behind. These are things, when you look at them in newspapers, people don't see them. On Good Friday is also a Friday is the worship of the fish god Dagon. If you look at the pontiff's heart, or the clergy, all clergy, even the Protestants and all the people who call themselves Christian, it's a fish up there. Don't you think a fish is opening the mouth? So that's why they eat in Lent. They don't eat. They eat fish on Friday. Worship of Dagon. Now, when they tried to change Ishtar, because Ishtar is a mother goddess, Mother Mary, mother goddess. I'll read you a few names of Ishtar, so that you can embrace what is going on. Ishtar has got so many names. In the Sumerians, we are the Assyrians, the Persians, yeah? They called her Inanna. That's a Sumerian name. Astarte, Arena, the sun goddess. Anna, with double N, goddess. Anna means goddess. So you call your daughter Anna. You are prophesying that she's a goddess. She was called also the light of the world, leader of hosts, opener of the womb, righteous judge, lawgiver, goddess of goddesses, bestower of strength, framer of all decrees, lady of victory, forgiver of sins, torch of heaven. Now you see where the Olympic torch comes from. Torch of heaven and earth. Exalted light of heaven. She who begets all. Guardian of the law. The shepherdess of the lands. She's called Absusu, a Sumerian title for Ishtar in her role as a promiscuous goddess. Abtagigi, she who sends messages of desire, a Sumerian title used for Ishtar as the patroness of sacramental promiscuity. You hear about sacraments. Where are they in our universal religions? Sacred prostitution. That's where we get the temple prostitutes. That's where Tamar became a prostitute, and it was not unusual for who? Judah. You remember Judah slept with their daughter-in-law Tamar? That's where Yeshua came from. Have you forgotten? I told you the story about Judah and Tamar. Tamar was married, was not a Jew, but was married to one of Judah's daughters, one of Judah's sons. And Judah's sons were so bad. Why? Because Satan knew that the seed was in Judah. He was following the seed, as I told you, all the way from Abel, killed Abel. Then he came in from Seth, went in and tried to destroy Abraham, because it comes all through Abraham. Went through Isaac. Isaac was not getting children. Then he knew that Jacob came through. He tried to destroy it by bringing Hagar, Ishmael, to destroy the seed. Now in Judah now gets married to, and the Lord had told them, don't marry, don't intermarry. And then Tamar comes in. The first one, the Lord just killed him, because it was bad news. As you go into scriptures, I'm not getting it from my head, but we're not going to get there because it's not the day to do that. Then from there, you know, in Jewish culture, if you lost your husband and you did not have children, then they give you the brother, so that you can, that line of the first, son is not lost. So what happened now? They give him the second son of Judah, and he didn't want any children from Tamar. So he used to withdraw during intercourse, and the Lord was so annoyed. That's why it's a sexual sin to do that type of sex, and you have to repent of it if you did it. It's evil. He killed him as well. And then what was left was the young son, who was so young, he couldn't marry this old woman now. And so Judah hid that boy. And when Tamar wanted to have children, and at that time you were supposed to be sent back to your house, to your home, but you were not supposed to marry any other person, because you were already in this line. If you married, they would kill you. Tamar had no other option. So what she did, she said, I must get kids. When she knew that Judah's wife had died, she dressed up, she waited for ovulation, dressed up like a prostitute. That's where the temple prostitutes come from. At that time, those Babylonian worshippers of the sun god had temples, and virgins were taken as temple prostitutes to service the priests of the sun god worshippers. Are you getting something here? So when Judah went to the gate, they used to stay at the gate, these prostitutes. They line up at the gate, and they will know that these are temple prostitutes. So Judah had no... Don't you think about it? Why could Judah sleep with a prostitute? So Judah found a prostitute, not knowing that there were no temple prostitutes on that gate. And so this prostitute was there and said, I don't have money. He said, yes, we can negotiate now. Give me your ring, your signet, and give me your rod. Yeah. That rod was the scepter, the power, authority. She went for it. And they finished everything, and they said, when you bring back my pay, I'll give them back to you. She knew what she was doing. And she went home, and she got pregnant, and now they bring the rumor to Judah. You know what? First of all, he tried to send back everything that, you know, they had negotiated. And the people said, we don't have any prostitutes on